Hey everyone, so today I've got a really exciting video. I think it's going to be a good one. It was suggested to me by Megan read that on Instagram because I put like a little box up asking for suggestions for videos, and she said reading 1-star reviews of your favourite books, so I thought that'd be really interesting. I've seen a few trends on Instagram going round of people putting them on their feed. I thought it'd be really fun. I'm also kind of like scared because I'm like, I love these books. So we'll see what other people think. I'm gonna read them off Goodreads. So I've got my basket of all my favourite books. I've got 6 I think, so we'll see how long it takes me to get through them. But I've got like a bit of a mixture as well, I think. What am I talking about? They're all romance except for one. Well, one's a historical romance. So the first favourite, this is an old favourite, is All Your Perfects. I just loved Quinn and Graham's story. Oh, I might reread this. Right, reviews. 1 star. Colleen Hoover fans are the most problematic people on this planet. Okay. Nope, nope, nope. So problematic, plus I'm so annoyed by people not talking and avoiding problems. You would avoid so many problems and drama if you just talked, come on. This book was basically about the main characters avoiding her problems. It would have lasted 300 pages less if she just talked about it with her husband. I'm sick of this trope. I actually have to agree with that. Like, as much as I loved the book, I was annoyed with Quinn. Like, I loved Graham, but Quinn did annoy me because, like they say in the reviews, I was like, just talk to your husband. Like, why does she keep it all in? I would like to wish Graham and Quinn a very happy divorce. Okay, it's not the best book, but it's one of my favourites, so that's fine. We're gonna... Oh my god, am I ready to read the bad reviews on this? A Court of Thorns and Roses. Okay, I love this series. I'm halfway through, don't know if you can see it, A Court of Mist and Fury, so... Oh god, let's see what people think of it. Oh, is there even any 1 stars? Oh, yeah, they weren't loading. This is it. This is the stupidest book I've ever read. What? Stupid? I'm a second away from dousing myself in gasoline and lighting myself on fire just so I never have to look at this book again. That is... why though? Tell me why in your review. If you're gonna slate the book, then at least give me reasons. Oh, what's this one? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Aquata drinking games. What you need: a copy of Aquata, an alcoholic beverage, 1 or more friends to play. Don't do this alone. How it works: drink every time you read the words. A shiver went down my spine, my knees buckled. In a heartbeat later, I would never be able to paint it. Smirk, snarl, prowl, purr. Oh my gosh, no. DNF at 51%. What? Oh, okay. That just means fantasy's not for you. Like, you need to get through the world building. I know it's hard to read through because I was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. But once you get to the last 100 pages, but even with the world building, I still loved it. I loved like learning about the world. Right, I'll read 1 more. My hatred for this book keeps on growing every day. Well, good for you, because we all love it, don't we? Let me know if you love it. So good, it gets you out of your head into a new world. Like, why would you want to live your real life when I can live in Prithian or Valaris through these books? That's all I'm saying. Right, I can't cope with any more nastiness about that book. Final offer. This is another one of my faves. I just know this is going to get so much hate. Right, are you ready? Alana does not deserve Cal. I will come back to vent about this book later, but for now that's all I have to give. I'm trying to remember why Alana wouldn't deserve Cal. I don't know about that. I'm sorry, if I wanted to hear about a man's struggles, I would go out and get myself a boyfriend. Please keep these tortured soul narratives to yourself. I find it good when books highlight important topics like that, because this is like, some people, this could relate to them and maybe it could help them. you know, you just never know. And sometimes it's nice to have like real life struggles in a book where it's not just all literally dreamland fairy tale. It's like, that's not real life. Sometimes I like to go into a book where it's all in la la land because you want to like escape, but then sometimes it's nice to read about actual real life problems that some people face, and what it's like to be someone with that problems, and then how they overcome it and things. So I don't agree with this review. Breaking my silence, this book sucks. Torture. This book about how all problems are solved with sex, money and 30 days of rehab. Okay, I kind of get that. DNF at 78%. You might as well have finished it. Oh my gosh. DNF, I hated it. I think I deserve a little treat for finishing this thing. You know, it's not for everyone, and that's absolutely fine, but it is for me. Right, the next one is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I loved this book so much. It was my first historical romance. I just loved the story. I loved the way it was like flashback of her telling her story, and then you got like the flash forward, like the snippets of her with Monique. Yeah, Monique. Like she was telling Monique her story. But I have seen a lot of people didn't like it, so let's see. What a plain read. I found myself so utterly annoyed at the dull writing and overhyped, lame figure of Evelyn. I liked her, but not in the way the author so desperately tried to make her out to be, and putting words in your head instead of showing you why and how Evelyn Hugo is such an amazing and revolutionary woman. And the final twist was so obvious and dull. Don't get the hype. Do you know what's interesting about reading these reviews is that even though they all don't like the book, like the people actually write a little bit, like I said before, like at least explain it if you're going to say you don't like it. And like they all actually have a point. Like I actually agree with them, but I still like the book, but I agree with some of them. It was so bad, the language is poor, the characters are superficial and lack any kind of complexity. The plot is painfully predictable. Overall, I felt like it was a bad execution of a good idea. I'm really puzzled by the general praise of this book, such a waste of time. Intolerable in every way. My life is ruined, thank you. You're welcome. It baffles me why people enjoyed this book. I want the hours back I spent reading this. Taylor Jenkins Reid writes female characters the way male authors often write female characters, badly, unrealistically, unbelievably. This book was extremely disappointing. Skip this one. It's got a lot of taboo or sensitive topics in the book, so I can definitely understand why people don't like the way it was executed. Maybe when you're talking about sensitive subjects like that, it needs to be executed properly, basically. So I do get it, but I mean, I still enjoyed the book. I do feel like I've read a lot of books, but I've not read anywhere near as much as like a lot of people on Book Talk and Bookstagram and just in life, because I only started properly reading again in October last year. So I do find that my judgment on books can be a little bit like, oh, I loved it, but then it's like the more you read, the more you're like, oh my god, this is actually better, or that was missing this, because you get more clued up with writing styles and author styles and things. I really hope that makes sense. But yeah, I love this book. Right, we've got two left. I'll say this one to last because it's my all-time favourite book. So the next one, Magnolia Parks. I can already see the reviews in my head for this book. Right then, let's get this over with. I just know everyone's gonna be like toxic, and it's like it annoys me sometimes when people slate on it being toxic, because that's the whole point of the book. Like, people watch Made in Chelsea, it's all so toxic, but you still watch it. That's the whole point. Or Gossip Girl, partying, drugs, alcohol, you know, that's the whole point. It's like people think that it's promoting toxic relationships or things, but it's written for your entertainment. It's not written for anything other than that. It's written for you to read it and be entertained and enjoyed by it like every other book. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, if it's not for you, then that's fine, but I don't understand how people can, I don't know. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I really loved it. I thought it was so entertaining, so I just love the toxicness. I love the back and forth. I love that she was giving as much as he was giving, like back and forth. Right, Magnolia. I knew it. Everyone who says this book is a British version of Gossip Girl must be hating the show, because then why you insult it that much? It is though. I mean, it's obviously not exactly the same because they're two separate things. It's not Gossip Girl, it's Magnolia Parks, but they're similar. Okay. I didn't expect to get so annoyed. I can enjoy toxic romance, but this is badly written, boring, repetitive. I wasted my time. BJ has to be one of the most annoying characters I've ever read about. I won't continue reading this. Okay. That's fine. That's your opinion. That's okay. Oh, some of them are so funny. Finish this in a day at what cost? I don't understand the hype surrounding this. Dude, girly should do better. Oh, that is so true. That is so true. She could do so much better. DNF at 70%. Oh, I don't get that. This book was torture. I can't even tell you the plot because I generally don't know what it was. The writing in Magnolia Parks was a mess. Everything else was clown. This was my first book by Jessa Hastings. There's no way in hell I'm giving her another chance. Okay. Ooh, that's a bad one. It's so bad, but I can't stop. See, that's what it is. It's so bad, but you can't stop. No, it's not bad. I'm trying to read the ones that don't have much swear in them because I don't want to be thin and blinding on my channel, but they've all got swearing in them. The only thing this book was good for was killing the spider in my bathroom, and to clarify, the one star is for how well this book worked as a weapon. That's funny. I hated this book. What the actual hell? No matter how much I'm in love with someone, I would never want what happened with Magnolia and BJ. Worst book, oh my, this is everything I hate in a book. I hate that I kept reading this book. I regret everything. I do understand like how people would not like this, you just don't like the toxicity, and that's fine. It's weird with books like that you love, you get like protective over them. Do you feel that as well? I just feel like, no, don't hate on it. I do also feel like though, BJ treated her so badly, but then why am I rooting for BJ? Like, why do I love him? Why do I want them to work? I know they shouldn't, and I know she should be with someone better, but you just can't help but feel sorry for BJ, which I get why maybe some people think that's bad, that you end up feeling sorry for the character that's done all these horrible things and like definitely you shouldn't feel sorry for. So I do sort of get that actually, thinking about it. It's interesting to read these reviews because you sort of, you think, okay, yeah, right. Last one, Live in Other Words. This is my absolute favourite book ever. I know what's going to be on the review, so I know it's going to be about that thing that happened at the end, that if you watch my last video I was a bit about it. For me it was just such a wholesome, cute read, like the way Macy and Elliot were just best friends when they were younger, and it obviously like blossomed into friends to lovers, and then friends to lovers to strangers back to lovers. It's like, that's my favourite trope. I love the past and present as well, her seeing him now and then the flashbacks to how they met and what happened. I just think it's so cute, and like the fact that they both love books, and like a lot of the book is about them loving books. Oh, excuse me. About them loving books. Yeah, I just love that. I love any, like, book lovers. I just love anything that's got books in it, because it's like, oh, yay, I love books too. Reviews. 1 star. I usually love second chance romance, but somehow it took me 5 days to finish this because I didn't like it at all. I have a lot to say and I'll be quiet because none of it is good and I don't have time to write a long review. Maybe it's just me, but this has major red flags. I can understand that if they're talking about the ending. I thought I liked this when I first read it. Lo and behold, I do not. The plot could have been so much better if they just talked to each other. Some of these scenes gave me second-hand embarrassment. Yeah, I do get it, like if they would have just spoke to each other and not, it wouldn't have become strangers. I put myself through this so you don't have to. Elliot was bland as hell. Oh, it was horrible. I'm sorry, but this book had no plot. It was so sappy, and I'm sorry I really didn't like it. Or at least I apologise for not liking it. Oh, it's so difficult because of what happened at the end. I obviously don't want to say it because it'll ruin it, but a lot of people, like, that's what most of these reviews mention. But they're just sort of insinuating something that possibly wasn't the case. But then I think that's what's so annoying, is that it wasn't explained enough in the book, so people are left like, what the hell just happened? Like, was it this? I really thought that as well, because when I read it, I just wish that bit was explained so that we knew what happened. But having said that, please read this book because it is such a good book. I really loved it. I need to go back and annotate it out. That is me done. Here's my little book basket, it's so cute. I hope that was a fun video. I feel like the reviews are a little bit repetitive maybe, but I didn't want to be reading out spoilers and I didn't want to be reading out swearing all the time. I really want to film a reading vlog next week, so Monday I'll start filming that. So I'll film every day of me reading and then I'll upload it on Sunday. So that'll be my next video, I think. Don't hold me to it, I might change my mind. Yeah, I've been like watching other people's ones, seeing what they do, because I don't want to just have most of it just me sitting there reading in silence. So I'll just update my thoughts throughout it. Obviously it'll contain no spoilers, because where's the fun in that? I am gonna go now and have some breakfast because I'm starving. I literally started filming this at 9 o'clock and it's 20 to 11. Yeah, please leave in the comments anything else you want me to film. I'm still obviously really new to this, so any feedback is much appreciated. Even constructive criticism, like, that's fine. I'd love to see what I can improve doing, because obviously I'm putting this out for you to watch, so it's for you guys, so whatever you want to watch. Yeah, anyway, I'm blabbering on. Can't believe we're nearly at 500 subscribers already when I'm filming this, and it's Friday the 31st, so we'll see what I'm on. Maybe I will have hit 500 by the time this video goes up. That would be insane. So yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this little channel. Like, honestly, I just love it. It's just, it makes me so happy filming these little videos. So yeah, follow me on Instagram if you don't already. It's Evelyn Reads on Instagram. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll hope to see you in the next video.